This is the time of the evening where I embarrass myself. All right. I should have had this memorized, but I don't, so bear with me. All right. Huh? Oh, yeah, really big letters. It's important. So, hello, everybody. My name, for those of you who don't know, is Alex Lopez. I am the exceedingly proud father of the bride. Thank you. What? No. 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 I would like to just take a minute, welcome everybody to coming out here. Thank you personally for making the trek out here to Griffin, Georgia. Some came from farther than others. To help us celebrate this glorious day, this wedding. My baby girl, Joey, and AJ, right, AJ. I don't know about you guys, it's been a couple of interesting years for me personally. Started back in January 2020 when my daughter gives me a call and tells me she's moving home, which was great. Some people laugh at that. I think that was great. I love my kids home. I was really excited about that. Her, not so much, but I was excited. Then she calls me a couple of weeks later, and I'm thinking, she tells me she's pregnant. Like 5.5 months. That was interesting. Again, I was thrilled. I've been teasing my kids for years. I want grandkids. I want grandkids. My mother, 55, had 6 grandchildren. That's the dream. Now we're close to that. Yeah, I know I'm 52. You got to step it up, guys. Come on. These yeah, I know, Generation X kids. Yeah, maybe when I'm 40, I'll strangle them. But she did get promoted to favored child status, so that's something. The other 3 got to really again step it up a little bit, I think. So she moved home in February, I think, and as we all know, good old February 2020 was COVID time. So, COVID fans, that's great. So COVID hits, right, and quarantines become imminent. You can see these lockdowns coming, and AJ now has to make a really, really quick decision. Does he follow? Because it was tumultuous, but he did end up moving, obviously, coming down, leaving everything behind to move into our house in quarantine. Think about that. Poor AJ. It didn't help that I took a tremendous amount of pleasure in making him even more uncomfortable at pretty much every opportunity, which is not difficult. It's really low-lying fruit. It was not difficult. He even got stuck with me on his 21st birthday, April 2020. And of course, Joey was pregnant. She couldn't drink. And, I was working from home, so it was basically me and him drinking Crown Apple at 9 a.m. Not a bad thing. Apples, fruit, right? Fruits, breakfast. That tracks, right? Close enough. It was a fun night, though, huh? Fun day, fun night, fun day. I don't know. At one point, we were just kind of bobbing in the pool. I don't know. It was messed up. It was fun, though. It was fun, though. Right? It was fun. You'd think after that he'd warm up to me just a little bit. Still can't hear a word he says. He could be yelling at me right now. You can't hear it. Nothing. Someone could have told me this was normal for AJ. I mean, this is just, it was interesting. But I did learn then, well, let me take a step back. He finally, after months of harassment, months of harassing this kid constantly, he actually took a shot back, which was impressive. I had to ask him to repeat what he said because he couldn't hear anything, as usual. But he actually tried to take a shot at me, which was adorable, is what it was. It was really cute. But I did learn then that he might actually be able to survive the Lopez home, which is not an easy thing. He hadn't even met the rest of you guys. It's not an easy existence. I'm warning you. But anyway, so now I lost myself. Hold on.
What about the 5 dogs?
I'm not sure how that pertains.
How did he get along with the dogs?
Well, first of all, he had his own dog, his own spider, his own bird, his own. Did I miss anything? There was something else, wasn't there? He had some freaking Dr. Doolittle over here. I don't know. It's a little crazy. Okay, hold on. I got to catch up to my speech here. Jesus, stop hecklers. Okay. All right. So, all kidding aside, here's where I got to try to get this together here. See if I get it through this. All right. So proud of you two. I mean, okay. The way you guys have pulled this together and just made, a home for Griffin. Oh, stop. I'm not even started. I haven't even got it started yet. Come on, just relax. It's impressive. It's hard to do. Your mother and I did it, but it's really hard to do. Joey, my baby girl, the scatterbrained, creative child who decided to be a chemistry major. Not sure what the hell you were thinking there. That didn't quite work out, but it was very ambitious. It was great. But it's just been amazing to watch you step up to this role that life's thrown at you, to not just survive, but to thrive as a mother, as a mother, as a homemaker. It's been emotional for me. It's been great. And I know it's not where you thought you'd be right now in your life. This is not what you had planned. But you got to know that your mom and I are just so proud of you and what you guys have been able to do. And we will be here to support you and AJ in any way we can, for AJ, I tell everybody, ask anybody how lucky we are that we got you. I always say we won the baby daddy lottery. It's true. Anybody who knows AJ knows what I mean. And I watched as you made the difficult decision to leave your home, your friends, your family, your immediate plans, everything. You left everything on a flyer. I mean, you had no way of knowing what was going to develop, what was going to happen. And it couldn't have been easy. It had to be, I don't know. But you did it, man. You made that choice. And you sacrificed everything to be a good dad. And that was not lost on me. And that was all I ever needed to know about the type of man that you are. So, to the happy couple, I say, remember right now. Remember these times, these moments that you have. The way you feel right now when you look at each other. Because love is not a constant. Okay, it evolves and it changes, and gotta catch up, sorry. And if you don't care for it, you don't pay attention to it, it will wither and it will falter. And I lost my place again. Sorry. But by taking a moment every day, okay, just take a moment to just look into each other's eyes and hold each other and just be in that moment. And forget about everything else. And remember these moments today. Remember the feelings that you have today. Your love can stand the test of time. So, that's enough of that. I'd ask everybody to... Sorry, the photographer's really mad at me right now. I'm back. I'd like everybody to raise a glass, unless you're not old enough. Now I got to remember what I was supposed to say. God damn it. This is terrible. See, this is what happens if you don't memorize a speech. So I'd like to raise a glass to Mr. and Mrs. Austin James Phillips. May the good Lord bless you with a lifetime of happiness and good fortune, and God damn it, more children. Salute. I'm a mess. All righty, so I'm done. Next up is our maid of honor, Katie Bateau, my third daughter, who is nervous. Round of applause. Round of applause. Come on, come on, come on. Let's hear it for Katie. You ready? You ready? You got this? You sure? You sure? I want me to read it for you? Yeah, you got it? You sure? Okay. All right. Go.
Joey, I could not be happier to stand by your side today to celebrate you and AJ. You two make an incredible couple, and I think I can speak on behalf of everyone here when I say how undeniable your love is. I'm so proud of you and all the things you've accomplished so far, including being an amazing mom to Griffin. Just like our matching heart tattoos, you're stuck with me forever, and I can't wait to see what this next chapter has in store for y'all. I love you, and let's raise our glasses to the new Mr. and Mrs.
I'm Michael Mort, co-best man here. I'm gonna take a little old school and pull out the paper. First things first, congratulations to y'all. Thank you for having us tonight. This is amazing. Like, we are proud of you because 3-4 years ago, I would not expect this. But to that, congratulations. I wish y'all very many years of happiness. To be honest, I really don't know where to start. AJ, the first time I met you, I'm pretty sure actually anyone in our freshman class would say, we didn't know you could talk. Like, it did not know. You stood there. I'm pretty sure Caleb introduced us to you, and it wasn't even like, his name's AJ. That's all it was. You know, y'all used to live down the hall, one room across the hall and one to the right. I remember one day, this is the first time I think I've ever heard him talk. I was walking down to the community showers, and AJ, I heard yelling, so I was like, oh, Caleb's doing something. Walked in the room, this man AJ was raging over his video games, which I did not understand it till I started to live with him. That next year, I had the luxury of living with AJ, but not just AJ. It was a bird, a tarantula, axolotl, a couple of rabbits, a few dogs. I didn't know. I came home and there's something new. Me personally, the first one I hated was a bird. I like them outside, not in our room. But that's where I kind of grew to love AJ more because I could tell how much he loved about his animals. And then I know the end of our freshman year is when they started talking. Did not know much about them until we got back that sophomore year. But from there, AJ started talking more. One, that's amazing. But Joey opened AJ up and was, how do I say this the right way? Made him speak. I guess that's the easiest way to say it. Like, he started voicing his opinions more. It was amazing how much he grew so far. And then the news came when they were about to have a kid. He was freaking out, and I can't even understand how. Like, I had never been there. I don't know that. I was like, it's okay, bud. You got this. But I don't know. At the end of the day, AJ, any of us here that are here with you today are with you. We have your back for anything. And then Griffin, we all love him. May not have met him as much as everybody else. Be there if you need us at all. All right, can everybody raise your glass? Congratulations to this beautiful couple right here, Mr. and Mrs. Phillips. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers. Way to go, Mort. Gotta work on the punchlines a little bit.
Hello, everyone. My name is Steve, and I'm AJ's father. And I just want to tell you about this interesting young man who, growing up, everybody's talked about it, his love for nature. And critters is like what we call a lot of these things that he loved, like spiders and crickets and, bugs. But I got in the most trouble a lot of times in the spring. Y'all talk about him not talking. Now listen. In the spring, I would clean the patio off, and I'd knock down these spider webs that still had spiders in them, or either dirt dauber's nest or something. And this little 6 or 7 year old came out there and told me, he said, "Hey, you cannot do that. That bug has a purpose. It eats the other insects in your yard." And he just had this special love. I mean, like every year, a bird built a nest either at a front porch or the carport, and he would follow it and keep an eye on it and make sure that bird's nest made its progress until it created a new animal. But there was one year where we had a lot of rain and wind, and the nest on the carport got blown down, and it still had some eggs in it. And we knew then that it was contaminated, that the mother would not be back, and those eggs were no good. But and he was devastated. I will never forget that look on his face. I mean, it's just that love he has for nature. The first time I met you, Joey, y'all were going on a trip from Montgomery to Auburn to Tualaca State Park. And I'd seen many pictures of you, but I saw you in person. And just like now, you're very beautiful. You have this wonderful smile and those gorgeous eyes. And y'all stopped by on the way to Tualaca Park, and then you stopped again and just came back. And yeah, AJ's telling me about all these insects he saw. I don't know the name of them. I mean, I really can't tell you what they were. I mean, brown recluse spider, bouncing spider, or something off the wall. And I'm like, what are you talking about? How do you know all this? I see it on the internet. I mean, that was at 6 and 7 years old. He was reading this stuff on the internet. And anyway, Joey, I saw you then, and I saw the look in your eyes as you looked at him as he told us about all these creatures and stuff. And I knew then that you loved him because of his special love for nature and things like that. And Griffin, he's been a joy. He's a wonderful kid. I mean, I've lost 10 pounds this week trying to keep up with him. I mean, that boy can run. But anyway, I also want to recognize Alex and Cheryl, Jody's parents, as part of my family, and Jody and you as well. And just want to raise my glass and say, let's give a big cheer to AJ and Jody going forward. Thank you.
I'm really not too much into speeches, but first for everything, it's actually a shock to be here, standing up here, looking at you today. And the only thing I can say is pretty much the most honest truth of it. Back before, a long time ago, that was about 22, 23 years ago, when me and your mother decided to say, "You're here, you're coming." We both had the same ideas. Not the greatest, bumped heads a lot, kind of, so to speak. It wasn't as the vision that I had seen when we planned it, but we had the same general idea. And even though the ball didn't roll in the direction that needed to roll, it led to most of my goals, to where, one, your mother was happy, and two, you grew up into the man that you are today.
Here, here.
And because of that, she married Steve, who stepped in, made your mother happy, supported in any way possible to fulfill my dream, to make you the man that I wanted to envision you today. And then here you are today. Since that ball followed in that one way, which thank goodness, because if it was the other way around, we probably wouldn't be so lucky today, standing here today with this lovely lady who is now your wife and my daughter-in-law. And the family that is now joined into this crazy family. So just by talking to Alex and hearing all these things he said about you, it made me so proud. It's like the job is done. That you became the man you meant to be. And I'm proud of you for that. And I guess since me and him talked pretty quickly, I said, well, I've got two crazy families that we found each other and we got along just fine. Oh, by the way, I'm dad. The other dad. But I don't regret nothing. Said, right now, because of the decisions that we made, both my goals were met. Your mother's happiness and you becoming the man we wanted you to be. So again, congratulations. Josephina, I hope you're happy. You already look at what you're already getting into. They say now you got probably a father-in-law that's just about as nuts as your dad. But congratulations.
Our co-best man here, Caleb. Caleb, where you at? He prepared a speech, and he's a little shy, and I'm not. So he was like, "Oh, well, if they weren't planning," I was like, "No, buddy, you got to do it. You got to do it." But before he comes up, I just want to say, Joey, I've loved you, I hated you, and I love you again.
You lived with me.
I did. She moved into me in Mort's place, and it was a time. AJ, 6 years ago, I hated you. You didn't say a word to me, and I was upset because I'll talk to anybody, and my mission was to make you talk to me, and you did not. And I think that's the only time in my life that this ever happened. And I only know one other person that will talk to anybody, and it's Joey. So, that being said, I love you both. I'm happy for you. And I'm going to turn it over to Caleb because he's got his big speech prepared, and I'm excited to hear it. Can I get a round of applause? There we go.
What's up, everyone? My name's Caleb. AJ and I have been friends for about 10 years, although at first I didn't really know since we barely talked in the beginning. But eventually we became like brothers, and we definitely fought like brothers. His favorite thing to do was piss me off, always making short jokes, calling me a great value Wolverine, and letting his bird shit on me until I threatened to eat it. But if it weren't for AJ, I would have never been the wrestler that I was. There was days that we'd wrestle and damn near try to kill each other. You remember that. But I was always the one getting my ass beat too. So, we were like Rocky and Drago, always pushing each other to be better. Some people don't realize how emotional AJ really is or how vocal he can be. I'd walk in our dorm to AJ going off on Xbox Live, like Mort said, and he'd roast people. But I realized AJ really had a heart one day when he was playing with a little spider on the sidewalk and I killed it. He looked at me like I just killed a dog. But really, the moment AJ met Joey, I knew there was something special there. He actually started talking to people and would disappear for days. Joey, bring the best out of him. I'm sure he pisses you off from time to time, but I promise you, there's nothing that man wouldn't do for you and your son Griffin. In high school, our old coach said, put us through hell, not to make us the best, but to make us the best men, husbands, and fathers that we can be. And I feel like we're living up to his expectations pretty good. Well, congrats to y'all.